Hi, this is Sarah Stafford, Director of the Thomas Jefferson Program in Public Policy, and I wanted to welcome you to our 2014 Mentor Orientation for our Alumni Mentoring Program. We're really thankful that you guys were willing to volunteer your time to this program, and really excited to explain what we're trying to do in this program. But if you have any questions that aren't answered by this PowerPoint, then please just give me a call at 757-221-1317 or send me an email at slstaf@wm.edu, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the key points of our mentoring program with this handy dandy PowerPoint. So we want to start by just talking about the goals of the mentoring program. We put this program together a couple of years ago because we really wanted to add another layer to our professional development program for the master's students in public policy. And we wanted to add this mentoring component to give the students a different perspective on the professional development process that we wanted them to engage in while they were here on campus. We wanted in particular to have people who were involved in the public policy profession be able to weigh in and give additional advice to the students to sort of balance out what they're hearing from the staff here at the Jefferson program, their professors, and the Cohen Career Center. The Cohen Career Center is a great resource, but it does serve all of the students on campus. And since the public policy students make up a small fraction of the students that the Cohen Career Center needs to serve, we felt it would be helpful to have people who were more focused on what's happening in the public policy profession give advice to our students to sort of supplement what the Cohen Career Center is doing. So that's why we put this program together. We also thought that it was a great way of helping to better connect with our alumni and to give our alumni ways to contribute to the program other than just, providing financial resources. So we really wanted to allow alumni to have this opportunity to reconnect with the program, and in particular to connect with the students who are in our master's program. So the first thing we want to talk about is what mentors do. And when we put this program together, we looked at a lot of different mentoring programs in different agencies, programs that have been developed by different academics to figure out what was the right program for us. And what we came up with in the end was this program really focusing on the professional development of our students, helping our students identify professional goals that are realistic for them, helping them come up with a plan for achieving those goals, and really just providing a sounding board for the students. So we think that one of the most important things that the mentors can do is to provide constructive criticism on the things that the mentee is producing for their internship and job search, so resumes and cover letters, to help guide them in interviewing strategies and negotiating strategies, and as well as to help the students start building their own professional networks. And so those are really the key goals of the mentoring program and the focus for. We wanted to make it clear that we aren't expecting mentors to do, and in particular, we aren't expecting mentors to find internships or jobs for our students. What we're really hoping that you can do is help our students think strategically about where to look for internships and jobs, what types of internships and jobs might be appropriate for them, and then once they've gotten an interview, help them figure out how to best present themselves, if they get an offer, how to negotiate over that offer, and also to think broadly about the types of classes that would be helpful for students in different parts of the public policy profession. So we wanted to just give you some tips here. I mean, there's no magic list of things you should do to make a mentor-mentee relationship successful. It's really very idiosyncratic. But there are a couple things that we think make it more likely that you'll have a successful relationship. And we have discussed these with the mentees as well. I had a meeting with the first years a couple weeks ago, and we sat down and talked about this mentoring program and what they could get out of it and how they needed to think about the program and participate in the program to make the most of it. And so they've heard the same thing that you guys are hearing now. We think it's important that there's honesty between the individuals in the relationship. There's a firm commitment to this mentoring process and the time necessary to make sure it's successful. That there's follow through from both participants, but we've really stressed to the mentees that it's the onus is on them to make this relationship work. That you all are very busy, and this is a wonderful gesture that you're making to contribute your time, but that the students need to be the ones who are really focusing on follow through and making sure that the relationship is continuing to be productive. And then finally, that this relationship really is a confidential relationship, and that if there are things that are discussed within the confines of the mentorship program, that before they sort of broadcast those things to other people, that they make sure that their partner is clear that these things will or will not be shared. To having a successful mentoring relationship, there's nothing that makes someone automatically a good mentor and someone a bad mentor. It really is about that personal relationship. But the things that make individuals sort of good colleagues also tend to make them good mentors. In particular, really just being patient and supportive, and focusing on helping the mentee really develop as a public policy professional. That's what we're really looking for. The mentees have been told that this program is voluntary, and we've encouraged them all to participate. But individuals who felt like they didn't need a mentor, maybe we've got a couple students who are doing joint programs where they have a strong mentor in their other program. We didn't want to force anyone into this because we thought that wouldn't be productive either for the mentee or the person they were paired with. But we've strongly encouraged them, explained why we think that this is a good additional perspective that they need to get when they are looking for advice on professional development. And then once again, really stressing to them that to get the most out of the relationship, they really need to do their part. They need to prepare for meetings. They need to, be focused in what they're trying to get out of it. They need to be receptive to criticism. And then once again, to be proactive and really follow through. So, now that you've been assigned a mentee, probably the first thing you want to think about is, what should I be doing? And so we suggest that you arrange an initial phone call or Skype chat or even a meeting, depending on your location, to just get to know each other. And then very early on, we recommend that you sit down and sort of formally agree on how you want to organize your relationship. And in a second, I'll show you a sample mentorship agreement that we are asking all of the mentor and mentees to fill out and then return to our office. When we looked at programs that had been successful, really making it clear from the outset what the expectations of the program as well as the mentor and mentee are is a very sort of strong signal for having a positive mentoring relationship. So we've told all the mentees that they should sit down with you and work through an agreement about how the relationship will proceed, and then to have both individuals sign this agreement and return it to us, ideally by Thanksgiving, but it's not a hard deadline if you're still working things out or you aren't able to get enough meetings in before Thanksgiving to make this agreement. In red are the areas that you really need to focus on. So there aren't that many. It's really focusing on how often you want to talk and where you guys are going to meet, how you're going to meet. The rest, I think is pretty basic, and you might not want to have all of these things set down. You might want to have additional ones, so we certainly aren't trying to limit you, but these are the sort of things that we think are important for both the mentor and the mentee to be sort of on the same page on the same page about. After you've got your agreement set, we'll sort of be at the end of the fall semester, moving into spring 2015. And so we just wanted to give you a rough timeline of what you might expect to happen in this relationship. So next spring, of course, the students will be in high gear getting their internships lined up for the summer. And so they're probably going to have questions about what kind of internships opportunities are there that you know of. Once again, not how can you get me an internship, but what should I be thinking about when I look for internships? Where should I be looking? Do you know of any good sources of information? And then interview techniques. Often for internships, students are doing phone interviews. They often don't have in-person interviews, and so they may want to sort of practice a phone interview with you. They may have questions about how do they negotiate the terms of the internship. Often they get one internship offer, but it's not their first choice, and often they need to negotiate some additional waiting time before they say yes or no, and that's something that they could use some advice and just a friendly word of support as they go through that difficult process. Then over the summer, we recommend you guys meet a couple of times, talk about how the internship is going, how it's fitting into professional development more generally. If the internship location makes it feasible to meet in person, we think that'd be great if you guys could do so, but otherwise, touching base via email or Skype makes a lot of sense. The next fall, we will check in just to make sure that the relationship's going well and that it's working, and if not, we'll make adjustments. And then really starting in the fall of their second year, they're thinking about where should they be looking for jobs, what should their resume look like now, what should the cover letters look like. And so we really will be focusing on the job search. And they'll probably want to touch base on a regular basis to talk about how that's going, maybe to, have a sympathetic ear to listen to their concerns or worries about the job search. And then May of 2016, they'll graduate. And really, we've envisioned this mentor program as lasting through their time here at the Jefferson program. Now, if you want to continue on the relationship afterwards, there's certainly no reason it can't happen. But we just think that that's a good time to evaluate and sort of formally decide whether you want to continue a relationship or, move on to a new mentee, which we would be glad to pair you with. If this is successful, we really hope it is. We hope you want to return and do this again with our new incoming students. So as I said, if you have any questions, please give me a call at 757-221-1317. And we really appreciate you participating in this program. Thanks.